We? Yeah. I do believe we're live. So, I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Another opportunity for us to consider being patient. To consider being patient by using progress. To be patient with our progress. Progress patiently. Hey, Zhao. It is inspired by what you're thinking about right now with the whole practice makes progress and perfection is the enemy of progress. Yeah. Came back to me. I was like, yes, yeah, yes, yes. Progress. It's a third layer. All right. Be patient with yourself while you're making the progress. Because sometimes, at least I know that I can be like that, as I'm making progress, I find myself impatient that the progress isn't being made faster. I haven't garnered more success. I haven't changed the world 5 times over again. Salavi. Nancy, Mel, how are you doing? Was it you here, Nancy? You here first? It's nice having you here, friend. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm feeling pretty patient. I feel a little bit impatient still. Had a moment today where I went into town. Went to, we call it home affairs, but I think the closest thing you friends have to that kind of vibe is like the DMV. And I go to the home affairs office to go and pick up documents that have already been issued, right? So this is what's happening in my mind. It's like I'm going to a building where I know for a fact they have my document in a little envelope. Hey Joe, it's nice having you. They have my document in a little envelope. So I go there to go and pick up my envelope, right? And again, it is 25 kilometers of travel. 30-minute drive to get there. So I 30-minute drive and I'm there. And I wait in line for 30 minutes to get to the front of the line. And then I'm like, hello, I'm here to pick up my passport. And she goes, do you have an appointment? I'm like, no, 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 I don't have an appointment. I got my passport without an appointment the previous time, and I don't have an appointment now to pick my passport up either. And then she was like, hey, I'm sorry. That's the way I experienced it, okay, canonically. But she was like, "Oh yeah, can't help you. The people that have appointments need to be helped first." All right, then like again, there wasn't that many people in line, and me picking something up, I'm not going to be taking up any time. I'm gonna be being like, "Hello, here myself is," and then they give me the thing I already paid for. But alas, I find myself patient. I felt myself trying to stay, trying to stay at peace. Hey Mojo, it's nice having you here too. Sam is here as well. Sharma, what's up? I'm feeling good. Feeling real good. Extra good. I have to convince myself. I don't know, I'm feeling bad, technically. I am just kind of peeved that my time was wasted. So I did. I did create myself an appointment. First for Monday. And then I proceed to head to the police station. I'm from India. I'm from South Africa. I head to the police station to go and get my police clearance, upon which I am informed that the police only work Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm like, bet. Cool, 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 cool. 13 people, damn. We got peoples. People are being here. Thank you for joining. And I'm like, of course, the police only works 2 days out of a week. It's not like they're getting paid and stuff, right? You know, tax money and stuff. So I then proceeded to go the to the game. It's called. It's a shopping mall esque building. Specifically, it has those delivery boxes, right? Those boxes within which you can get the deliveries. You know what I mean? And within one of those boxes was something for me. I have it here. I am happy. I'm still I'm still kind of just in this state of like, why? Why does it have to be like this? Is it just power tripping? Are these people just power tripping? I don't like struggling, you know. I don't like it one bit. But I find myself suffering the fools of this reality more often than I'd like to. Like I have like these layers of pissed off that are like still still boiling underneath. The biggest one, the biggest one is the fact that they expect me to have a smartphone, which I do, admittedly. But if you're one of those people, if you're someone tending, a garden or something, and you have to go and get your government documents, now you have to find a what? A library computer to freaking open a like it's stupid. Are people just power tripping? If you feel like you have to ask, they probably are. The lady that was behind the desk had like a had like an attitude to her, Sam. I didn't appreciate it. The last lady, the lady that was there the previous time that I went, was so nice. Me and her hit it off. Had nice chats. But today's lady, no respect. I get why today's topic came to be. Yeah. Because technically, and maybe that's what you're getting, Nancy, technically it's a type of progress to have a system with which you can make appointments to go and get your government documents. Technically, that's progress to some people. However, I have to practice patience. I have to practice patience with this bullshit. Because again, it's just more bureaucracy. It's like, oh, yeah, we heard you were going to come in bureaucracies. So we made you bureaucracy before you can come in bureaucracy. And if you didn't bureaucracy before you bureaucratized, then you can't bureaucracy. Go away and come back again. Spend more of your money, spend more of your time. I don't care. I don't care that you had to take off a day or whatever to be here. You didn't have an appointment, so you can't get the document that's in this building, right? How long will it take me to give you this document? Oh, it will be like, oh, let me see where it is. Here you go, sir. I've already paid for it. It's already been paid for. Patience. Progress has been made. Technically, my passport's been issued. Don't have to wait for that anymore, at least. But I have to find myself practicing patience. Realizing that progress is still being made, at least, albeit slowly. I can't wait for our governments to become obsolete. I look forward to it. Sooner rather than later, I say. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Moon Knight. It's nice having you here. Hope you're doing well too. It's nice to have you. Have you found yourself patient with your progress? Have you found yourself progressing patiently? Are you patiently progressing, Alicia? Do let us know. Tell us, Alicia, do you find it easier to stay patient if you have already seen progress? If you know there will be progress? Or if you don't see progress? Right? Because the way I see it is that you can only be patient if you're given the opportunity not to be. Right? You hear what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're just chilling. Maybe I am infinitely patient. I am pretty good at chilling. No, bro, I lack patience. Don't we all? Don't we all, Moon Knight? Do you progress? That's what we're trying to like almost like steer our mind into today. If you have a hard time being patient, are you being progress? I wanted to say are you being progressive enough, but I don't think that means what I think it means. Are you making progress in one way or another in your life? And if no, then I believe, and this is the thought experiment we're making today. I believe it's hard to be patient if no progress is being made. Unite here at a time that isn't the very end. Lovely. Yeah, it's true. I progress in everything except mental peace. Hmm. To progress in mental peace. I think that is a little bit of a tall order. But I do get what you're saying. I don't think you're pursuing the wrong thing necessarily. But mental peace is one of those, like I'm seeing it like again, stillness, like a body of water, undisturbed by wind or ripple. Right? That would be peace. And unfortunately, in this sloshing that is our brain and our mind and our thoughts and the waves thereof, as soon as you try and be involved in the trying to smooth things out, create peace yourself inside, you kind of inadvertently disturb the water, to say it in so many words, right? So this is what I'm thinking, Moon Knight. This is what my mind is like posing, is that I don't think peace is something that we can make. I think peace is something that arises, right? In the same way that the circumstances arise, that the wind was so still and that the water was so undisturbed, that it was as smooth as it is. You hear what I'm saying? Oh, blessing our friend too. Oh, oh. Notice this topic for the first time. Patient? Nah. It's 2025. Someone figure out flying cars and the cure for cancer. They're just being dicks and not sharing. You know, Sam, and I wish this was a joke. I really do. When I was 6 years old, I had strong conviction that I will build a flying car. I was like, I'll build a flying car, damn it. Even if it kills me, I'll build a flying car. And then by the time I turned 18, flying car was very sure to me to be impractical and very dangerous. Impractically dangerous. Dangerously impractical. And I kind of abandoned that whole idea. We're going to see eVTOLs before we're seeing flying cars, right? And an eVTOL is going to be as close to a flying car as you want it to be. It's going to be the same way a car is as a vehicle you get into to go to your destination, right? Maybe we're going to have to do something with the landing situation. Like I'm imagining a fractal where, again, with the same way of parking, people can park their cars somewhere. How are they going to park their eVTOLs? I guess they can still be wheeled underneath, I think some of them are. And some of you are like, what the hell are you talking about, Mel? What is an eVTOL? It's essentially a drone that has a passenger cabin. eVTOL. One of these dudes. Right, and they're making them, Sam. They're making them. They're being made. Some companies in China actually have the rights. They have the licenses. That's the word to fly them for air taxis. Wonder how long it will take me to find information like that. If I click news, hydrogen eVTOL, Horizon, nice. Horizon wants to make hydrogen eVTOLs. Ascendance, more. Asia Pacific regions. There we go. Yeah. Asia Pacific regulators issue eVTOL air taxi and drone safety guidance. So it's happening. It is happening. That's basically flying car. That's like flying car with extra steps. And then the cure for cancer. The thing of cancer is there's so many different kinds of cancer, right? The different places in which the cancer exists mean that they have different interactions with the cells around them and different rules, different ways of trying to capture. But we've technically done that too. We basically teach our T cells what our cancer looks like. You take your own T cells and then you take a sample of your own cancer. And then you're like, hey, T cell, look at this. Look at this, dude. What is this? What is this? Oh, and then it's like, oh, and then you grow a bunch of them screaming like that, and then you put them back inside yourself. And then they run around and they tell all of the other T cells, it's like, motherfucker, look at this guy. Oh, this is this guy inside of us. And then they find him. And then they kick the shit out of him. I'm sorry. But that's the gist of it. Right. That's the gist of it. So we're already doing that too. Cancer will get cured and flying will be cars. Basically. It would be cool if I could get myself an eVTOL before I ever buy myself a car, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think I was born just a little bit too early for that. And I'm patient. I'm patient though. One of these days. One of these days. Maybe I'll get myself one of those vehicles that has an eVTOL built into the back of it, where you drive your vehicle, your car, for as long as you want to drive car for, until you want to fly, and then you go fly because you want to. And that's something you can do. For me, it's again just the reusability. Like something unfolds and refolds and unfolds and refolds. Like at what point does it fall? I would not want to be the person that becomes that statistic either. Well enough to be mouthy. How are you, Moon Knight? Love is true. I think if run, some tests, I would come up with a bunch of mental health problems. Yeah, all of us, I think, probably would. Right? I think all of us got problems. That's one of the things that makes you human. There's a big old spider running around on the grass here. Oh, it looks like a real creepy crawly. Thank goodness he wasn't crawling over me, but it was crawling over my stuff. I have officially lost field of vision. I'm back to it. I'm doing good. Good. Melt, do you think progress requires patience and being proactive? It's a good question you're asking, Nancy. Do I think progress requires patience and being proactive? I think it helps, at the very least. It doesn't not help to be proactive and to be patient with yourself in the pursuit of progress. But the way I'm seeing it more than anything right now is more from the perspective of when I'm doing things in order to progress, I should be patient. All right? It's like there's a third layer to it, Nancy. It's like, yes, I can find patience in knowing that I've made some progress. Yes, I can make progress in finding the patience inside myself to sit and do something. However, upon finding the patience to make the progress, I should again be patient in what that progress is going to look like, what that progress is going to mean for my life. And I guess at the very least, maybe it has something to do with expectations as well. Right? It's like okay for you to have expectations, have high expectations. Just free yourself from the time constraint, right? Like have hopes and dreams, but have your hopes and dreams for your whole life, not just for your 20s or by the time you're 30. I have this thing in me where when I was a teenager, I used to, I guess, boast. I don't know if boasting is the right word, but it would be a boastful prediction, right? That I would be a millionaire by the time I'm 30. And it doesn't take a genius to figure out that I'm pretty far from that. However, I still have like 3 years left. And then my mind like wrestles, right? Wrestles with ideas, wrestles with these hopes that if I do something in this way or if I get seen in this way, then maybe this and this and so and so. And then I try and stay patient. And in that patience, I try and do things, learn new skills. I find myself progressing. But then in that process, I can find myself again disheartened if I don't allow myself patience, just in allowing myself to grow. I feel again it's like a timeline thing. It's like the timeline that your ambition is on is not the same timeline that reality is on, right? Just because you would like kind of vibes for things to go your way doesn't mean that reality is going to fall in place for you to experience the best case scenario for what you thought was going to be. And I feel again, there is patience to be had in that as well, because you don't know necessarily what's best for you always. All right, sure, you might think, oh, I wish I could just garner all of the support that I could hope for and, have my work supported so that I can afford to have a quality of life. And then, like maybe I get all of those things. And then because of that comfort, I end up not progressing. And I end up losing patience with my loved ones. I end up losing patience with myself. I end up losing patience with the life that I'm living right now because I'm too comfortable. I've already achieved all of the thing. Now what? All right? Feeling your friends as emojis, sending loves on this side. Nah, it's 8:35. A bunch of mental problems. Benjamin Franklin said, once necessity is the mother of invention. I do like that saying. It's a fun one. You friends with your emojis. It's good for the statistics. Did you know that these little emojis translate as individual messages, right? So according to the YouTube algorithm gods, you sending one of those is the equivalence to you typing out the full character limit and hitting send into the space as well. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But I do think I can show. Can I show? Let me see. If I click on this one and I go analytics. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, no. They actually did change that. So here in the analytics you can see now it's reactions and chat messages. At one point it was just messages, one. So you would see these little curves of like that's you friends chatting in the stream, right? Every time you send messages and how many you send. Uh, and then sometimes it would just be like basically a flat line. This thing would be like dead flat. And then at the end of the stream, it would be all of the friends spamming hearts and love at the end of the chat or at the end of the live stream, and it would be like just like disproportionate. Like, wow, Melt, you are far wealthier than most millionaires. Mojo, I believe you. I do believe you. I do believe you. But it's only because I think I got things that many millionaires don't have access to. All right. I fell into this reality in a very specific way. And I thought in a very specific way that pushed me to make decisions that steered my life in a direction that allowed me to have experiences that, again, you cannot buy. They are not for sale. You have to go and get them. You go and get them out there. All of that experience. And in that way, I do feel very lucky. But I also, because of that, find myself easily impatient. Maybe it's not that easily of impatient. I want to go and be in the world, to say it in so many words. And I think that's one of the big things that I feel, if anything, Mojo, is the limitation with not having more. So that what you're saying is true. The wealth I have in experience, and perspective is not something that even $1 million could buy me. But in that realization that that is the wealth that I carry, I want to go and acquire more of it. And I have to trade. I have to trade money, right? And time to get there, wherever there is. And again, bringing it back full circle, there is where people are. That is technically what it is we're looking for at the end of the day. Connection, all right? Necessity is the mother of invention. There's a certain level of necessity to meeting a stranger, right? I, for some reason, have a necessity, necessarily, to talk to them, to say something. Uh, yeah. Look, if you don't have patience, you want progress very fast. So lack of patience led to faster progress, and patience is all about you give time to a thing. Can be, right? But it's, I don't know if we're saying the same thing. You could only make progress on something if you give your time to it. I think obviously yes, although on the surface they seem incongruent. Yeah, I think the obviously yes is right as well. Patience and being proactive. Proactive. I want to expand. Man, all of these things take so long. I cannot wait for my tech to be more snappy. I want local processing. That's what I want. This thing is like still loading. I spit in your general direction. Something rude awakens in me when I find myself inconvenienced. Oh, jeez. We kind of have flying cars. There's a show. You have to have a pilot's license to drive them. Thanks, Wright brothers. Freaking Wright brothers with their airplane bacons. It's true. It's true. I think when people say flying cars, I think they very much imagine something on wheels. Oh, driving, driving. I'm driving, and now I want to fly, and then push button, and then go, "Ooh," go into air. Right? That's what many people think when they think flying car. However, you can't do that. You cannot do that because maybe there is fences, maybe there is electric lines above the road that you're driving, maybe there's other people in the airspace. You have to You have to check in with people and they're like, oh wait, I'm now gonna fly my flying car. And there's so much. There's so much. Again, let's just call it communication involved in the whole being in the air process as well. And I know for a fact that most people are not ready for that. So the eVTOLs, for the most part, are going to be flown by AIs as well. So people won't be at the controls. You probably would be able to, but ideally, you don't want to. Fortunately, it's going to be the same as drones as well. So they'll have like that built-in hover feature. They won't let you just hit the ground Mach speed unless something broke, but they'll stop themselves from accelerating downward. I think that a certain element to progress is needed. We can move forward on our own curiosity, sure, but nothing makes humanity as a collective get its shit together like impending disaster. Yeah, this is true. Humans really like their comfort and they really dislike the idea of having to do something outside of that comfort zone. It's like the renewables thing, right? If America just like locks in and truly transitions your entire energy grid to renewables, you'll pay off that entire investment in something like 7 years. And then from that point on forward, you'll save trillions. Trillions. You'll save trillions. Not only in like energy costs, but in environmental disaster prevention, right? And medical costs associated with people breathing coal and the fumes that come from vehicles. Trillions will be saved, but nay, it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be too expensive. I don't, I don't want to do what's right. I want to do it easy. I'm thinking about a line from The Foundation. Don't let your sense of morals stop you from doing what is right. I like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Flying car is a stupid invention. We should go towards Hyperloop. Hyperloop's cool too, but we tried a bunch of times. It's very hard pulling a vacuum in that big a space for that long. Unfortunately, the maglevs probably have the best bet of winning technologically. It's just really hard. That's a big vacuum. Unless we can figure out some sort of force field, where I can like force field off sections of tube and then just vacuum that sectioned force field tube, and then the thing that's coming can pass through that vacuum force field tube and go through the force field without getting destroyed by it, then maybe it would make sense. But again, we tried. I was about there. There, Sam goes. We tried that. Missouri was gonna get one. Then Iran got jealous and got the project cancelled. I don't even think so. I think Elon was trying to push for the Hyperloop as well, wasn't he? But again, the tech was just so bad. They just failed. They failed. Like it doesn't work, unfortunately. Again, it's vacuum. It's like so much. I don't know if you know this, but the reason the Hyperloop is cool is because they, again, pull a vacuum in that entire chamber, which means there is nothing in there other than the thing passing through it, which means you have zero air resistance. All right? When you put your face outside the window of a car and you get that, right? There's none of that. Imagine that. You're in, I mean, you probably wouldn't want to be in the vacuum. That wouldn't be good for you. But if you could, let's say, sustain the vacuum of space or whatever, and you're in the Hyperloop, you would be traveling at the speed of Hyperloop, but you would feel nothing on your face. Wouldn't that be so surreal? But that's essentially the gist of it, right? The big old train has a surface that is the face of the train as well, and you don't want that pushing up against it. We will soon see Melt live stream from his flying car in the atmosphere. That sounds pretty sick. That does sound pretty cool. I won't lie. I look forward to that. Maybe it will take 10 years, but I'll do that. One of our live streams will be from the sky. Will be EV tolling or something, you know. Be like, okay, friends, let's get the stream in while we're traveling. I'm listening, Moon. Where's Patchy Dog? He was here just before the stream started. Love you again, Mojo. Hello, anyone there? I'm listening, Moon. Kiddo and I are deep in the middle of playtime. Also, Sam, you have those little kiddo? Yes, I do. I'm a parent, man. I think I should call you by your names. Is Aunt Sam okay? If you don't mind, Sam is fine. Aunt Sam is fine too. Bitch is also acceptable because technically correct is the best kind of correct. Jeez. I know Nancy also laughing along. Virgin, says Sam, the company, was gonna get the Hyperloop contract instead of Tesla. Ah! He got pissy and tanked the project altogether by promising his own, then not delivering, a la the Foxconn scheme in Wisconsin. Yeah, that's so scummy. What a tragedy. But again, I still don't know. Because if they were capable of doing like a kilometer, you can pull a vacuum on a kilometer, but nobody is going anywhere in just a kilometer, right? You're gonna need hundreds of kilometers. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's see if I do a little searchy as well. We're having a little bit of a conversation about the. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can have a live conversation. Away. Are you there? Nah. Nah. This is unusable. We're having a conversation about the hyperloops, and my mind instinctively feels like this technology is doomed for failure because it's just unfeasible to pull a vacuum in that large of a volume. Let's say it was a 200 kilometer, because that's, I feel like, a good length, like 200 kilometer to like connect intercities, uh, hyperloop. Again, vacuum pull chamber. How much of a vacuum would you have to pull? And is that technologically feasible? How big would the pumps have to be to pull a vacuum like that? Parent man, that's kind of correct. My culture teaches me respect for elders, so from today it's Aunt Sam. Love is true. Sam, I think of you as being observational, not bitchy. I think so too. But maybe that's because I have similar observations. Yeah, I think it's also like a matter of most people probably don't have that a part of their frame of reference, right? Not something they're used to. Elder? I'm 35, you ask. He's like 16 or something. Uh, I imagine if you could put your whole house inside the Hyperloop and have all of your rooms vacuumed at once. Ah, that does sound cool. My mind had to take a moment to understand what you meant, Mojo. Was like, and then suddenly house clean. Okay, I get it. Even though I thought you're around 18 or 20, I got shocked when I realized you're married. And another, when you said you have a little kiddo, you look very young in the photo. There you go, Sam. You're still styling it. Aunt Sam's philosophy is age. It's just a number. When I was traveling, especially in hotels and some restaurants, I was called Madame. At first, I was like, what? Then I vibed into, damn right, yes. Yes, I am Madame. Would you like some wine, Madame? Yes. Yes, pour me some wine. Ah, Madame. Mm-hmm. Is everything to your satisfaction? Yes. Thank you. For me, it's the sir. Getting called sir. I'm like, yes, sir. Am I sir now? Getting sir. How much vacuum is needed? Hyperloop designs typically target pressures around zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2 kilopascals, or about 300 to 200 PA. I don't know what that is, or pascals, I guess, just pascals, which is about 0.03 to zero point 0.2 of normal atmospheric pressure. Lower pressure, you can go even lower technically. This thing is doing a 500-kilometer long tube, considering a 3.5 diameter tube. Why is it 3.5 diameter? Oh, it's meter. That's fine. It might be big enough. It's about 1 million cubic meters, pumping down to zero point 0.1 atmospheric pressure in around 6 hours requires 200 pumping units, each with multiple root pumps and backing pumps spaced along the tube. So you're not only going to be able to do like one big pump, you're going to have to keep putting pumps all the way on that hyperloop as it keeps going. Then, for commercial purposes, indicate commercial proposals indicate for pump down 1 kilowatt per kilometer for pressure retention, 22 kilowatt per kilometer. Pump downtime is 15 hours with stations every 1 kilometer. Retention pumps could be spaced further, like every 35 kilometers. In total, a 200-kilometer tube would require tens to hundreds of pumping stations, each roughly being container sized. How much energy would it use? For a 200-kilometer tube with a 4-meter diameter, that's around 5 million cubic meters. So around 2 million kilowatt hours just to evacuate the air once. 2 million kilowatt hours. When I was staying in Hartis, we were using between 300 and I think at most 400 kilowatt hours in a month between the 5 of us. 5 human beings living in a house use 300 to at most, let's say, 500 kilowatt hours. To evacuate that tube once is going to be 2 million kilowatt hours. Maintaining that vacuum will also consume energy continuously because of leaks and outgassing through walls, seals, welds, and airlocks as people get in and out of that thing as well. Yeah, final thoughts for your instinct. Your intuitive concerns about pulling and maintaining a vacuum over such a vast volume is well founded. The technical hurdles are real. Even with distributed pumping, modular valves, precision construction, continuous energy input, the system would demand enormous infrastructure, careful coordination, and extreme amounts of energy. That doesn't rule out the possibility with future materials and manufacturing and leak reduction innovations, but today, hyperloop vacuum systems remain theoretically viable, but practically eyebrow raising. It says that. It's like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, bro. That's a big old vacuum. The 2 million kilowatt hours. That is a bonkers amount of energy to suck a tube empty. make the tube go empties. Don't think my mom is back yet. I want to show you, friends, something. Good check, maybe. Nancy, are you also married? If you don't mind saying, age is just a number until it necessitates born. Nancy feeling the vibe and stands a little taller. Aunt Sam, no, I'm not married, but I do have jewelry. Nice. Thank God someone is single, just like me. Moon Knight suddenly takes a big sigh of relief. And a dog, which is even more precious. Are you willing to sell it, the jewelry? Moon, that relationship, other than single, Moon, there are relationships other than single or married. No, I wouldn't sell my jewelry because I got it from friends, family, and lovers. That's nice. Memories, all of that good stuff. When I get a dog, it's for life. So no, I'm talking about the dog. Yeah, also. I've also never thought about like selling my dog. Like that doesn't feel like it's a thing. It's like you can't buy my child. Like no. How about no? When I quickly do a contactee.
Hallo my sweetie.
Hi mama. Ek het vir gebel het om te vra, mamma seker nog in die dorp.
Ek is nog.
Het hom al die dingetjie gaan optel?
Jou prentjie
Ja.
nou net van daar af gery.
Sweet. Ja. Ek wou gewonder het of ek nog moet livestream sodat ek mense kan wys of moet op 'n bietjie wag, maar mamma gaan seker nog 'n rukkie wees.
Ek gaan net gou op teetoestand tyd gevra vir
Bra. Sy tyd gevra en toe hoor ek nie.
Ek sê ek gaan nou net gou by die apteek stop vir kasterolie en dan kom ek huis toe.
Okay, kan maar magnesium glycinate ook kry asseblief.
Ek sal kyk of ek kan kry.
Dankie mamma.
Okay my liefie.
Okay, bye bye. See you later.
Bye.
Magnesium glycinate. Yes, please. Hopefully it will make it hurt. Bro, is that Dutch? Almost. Basically Dutch. Like me and a Dutch to speak boldly and articulate our words properly to one another, we would be able to understand each other. Dutch Afrikaans, which is like Dutch but with added colonization. Yeah. Not really. More like with added fleeing. You know, like there was a lot of fleeing. Fleeing. So much flee. My ancestors ran away. I think they were being prosecuted for something. Some sort of getting prosecuted. I should know my history. But it's the same history. People survive. Right? That's technically the history, isn't it? We make survive. And then we find reasons to fight. I sure do wish we would let the past be. If you haven't seen it, there's a new video by Vsauce that's called All the Ghosts You Will Be. You should go and watch it. Yes, even if it means clicking off my live stream to go and watch that, I'll be okay with it. It's really good. It really makes you think. You put out echoes into this world. Many of them. Many a echo. Oh, Aunt Sam, you're still there. How are the kiddos doing? Kiddos went down for his nap. He's still fighting, but he's gonna fucking take it. I'm imagining the scene where it's Sam and her baby in like a wrestling ring, and she is like RKOing the baby to get him to take a nap, but the baby keeps fighting back. Baby is getting a chair. The cackles in motherhood. I know who's gonna win. Baby thought chair is gonna be the thing that takes mom down. Baby thought wrong. Baby didn't realize mom was gonna do one of those, climbing up on top of the banisters and jumping down on top of him. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm sorry. I don't know why my mind is going down that rabbit hole. Think I find it kind of funny. Our minds like to be disturbed. That's the big thing. That's like almost one of the biggest things from that Vsauce video that like has been echoing on my mind. Our minds like to be disturbed. You like to be disturbed? Do you? Do you like to be disturbed? Maybe I should ask instead. Do you like to be disturbed? The right amount of disturb. No more. I'm talking about things that disturb me just right. I think there's another episode coming out today. Ah, alas, it's coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow it will be. Tomorrow. I will wait for it. Mm. I haven't stopped thinking about the sauce video. Thinking about the digital ghost you might know as Jobot Beep Bop. How Sam and Melt only saw just a little bit of the real who I am. It's true. Right? In that way, as Joe says, I have loved a ghost of her in many ways. And it's wild to feel that ghost embodied. The fact that we can love a ghost as well, right? And a ghost is essentially just almost like the idea of someone, the effect of someone, the echoes of someone. And you all put that into the world, thinking the digital ghost you might know as Joe Bot Beep Pop, how Sam and Melt only saw a little bit of the real who I am. And the 2025 lightweight Mama Kiddo Championship winner is none other than Atsa. Disturbance and plants, windy climates, for example, make them grow stronger. You're right. And in that way, it's almost like the ghost of those winds is the strength in the plants, right? That if you could have perfect understanding of anything, you would see a strong plant and the way it's maybe posed a little bit, and you'd be like, oh, that's wind that did that. I can see it. I can see the ghost of that wind standing there in the plant right now. Hell yeah, Jovan. I knew the second I saw that billowy hair of yours that you were a goddess in disguise and your mortal form can only contain so much of you. I couldn't have said it better myself, Sam. For me, it was, I don't know if you want to do a little bit of an embarrass. Little bit of embarrass? Just a little bit? Just a wee bit of embarrass? I recently found the oldest photo I have of Joe. I think it might be on that device. Are you gonna bear with me for a second? I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna see if I can do it quick. I'm back again. I didn't manage to succeed at my previous attempt. Because it's here. I think this is the first thing I've ever saw of Jovan. This was posted February the 16th, 2021. And this was posted on the Discord. So this was me being like a little bit nostalgic and going and looking on the Discord for the very first post that I saw Jovan posted. Right. And it was this. I actually haven't even showed Jovan that I saved this. But since you were talking about the whole, as soon as you saw her, what did you say? Her billowy hair. To me, it was this video with the little Burby being like so at peace with her presence. I was like, yeah, I could see myself in that burb. I was like, yep, I get it, bro. I get it, little Burby dude, little Xander burb. And yeah, bro, who is this? This is Jovan. Jeeps. Yeah, Joe. Yeah. Love is true. That was 16th of February 2021. So that was 2 days after you joined for the first time. You joined the Discord. Fractals. Such fractals. Oh, gee, Sam, when you see this doothy smile, you'll actually realize that I'm a friendly gremlin disguised as a Disney princess. Jeeps. Have me fooled. But then again, I have you fooled too. Because I am gremlin as well. This is Aunt Jovan. Yeah, that's Aunt Jovan. Imagine Mel had a similar experience. If you know, you know. That's so sweet. Love is true. It's nice to have this moment with you. Feel it's time for me to show you some flower. I do think Mojo liked, commented on. Was it this one? No, it wasn't. Now I'm curious which one it was. Maybe it's just not loading properly. That could be it as well. F and chat for me, folks. I broke my goddamn French press this morning. Well, Sam. Well, Sam. Samity Sam. Well. Samith. I know what's coming next. Do you know? Do you know what an AeroPress is? You should get yourself one of these. Why am I searching for a photograph? I'll show you. Sam. No, I'm not getting a shitty plastic AeroPress. That's gonna end up all over. No, Sam. Be real. Sam, you know how I am. Sam. Come on, Sam. Like I'm the same guy that was like hyping about the Dynavap. This is like that. This is like the Dynavap, but it's for a coffee. I'll show you. Check. Ugh! My freaking back has been killing me for a while now. I'm getting absolutely bored. Hij is een tijd. Is het niet? Was het niet geweest? Was het niet geweest? Was het niet een mannenkamp of denk je mooi geweest? Nee? Is het? Huh? Oh, dan ga ik nooit uit gaan. So Sam, this thing was purchased. I'm pretty sure in May 2021. Right? Has this bitty bitty. Bro, it looks like a bong, but for coffee. I mean, if not, why not? Then it has this bitty bitty. This bitty bitty sits there, you see? So when you store it, you can just store it like one little thing. It doesn't have to be all over the place. It takes up one one cup one cup size. Sure, tollies, but at least still in one space. Then you use your little stir spoon. This bitty comes out, right? Presses all the way down. When you're stirring with this little stick, it doesn't actually scratch the paper at the bottom, right? It goes only as far as it's supposed to. And then you take out one of these pieces of paper, right? Like your little filter. You put it in there. You lock it in. And then you press your coffee. And then the cleaning process, instead of having to like struggle with the whole like French press folds and trying to get the grains out from the folds, you literally unturn this thing, and this piece is like still in here at that point. All right, like all the way compacted down to your puck, and then you literally your puck of like grain and like the paper is like stuck here. You just like it's a little bit cold right now, but you get the idea. It literally just goes boop, and then it pops off, and that's like an airtight seal basically. So it like cleans the entire tube of that process as well. And the little piece of paper filters out all of that technically slightly toxic oils, right? Which is another added health benefit. Yes, it's plastic. Yes, it's plastic. But it doesn't have any wear in the way where it's supposed to technically create any microplastics. Technically, right? Because everything is pushing over itself. But still, I can recommend, and it's affordable. That's the thing. I think this thing is cheaper than what a really nice quality French press is going to be. Right, a good quality French press is way more expensive. Bummer. Mocha pots don't break. That won't break. That's another one. Auntie Jovan, your beauty was so captivating. I forgot for a moment where I was. It felt like time paused. Moon Knight, come with me. Sits outside, looks at sunrise. Like the Dynavab, but for coffee. Yep, I'm out. I'm oogling a new press from Paris Hilton. It's golden pink. To each their own. Telling ya I use my mocha pot when I run out of filters. Could be a way. I'm team Nancy too. I have a mocha pot nan, but I don't know shit about it. Can you tell me how best to use it? Coffee bomb. So a +1 for AeroPress then ASAP. Exactly, Chauvin. This sounds like a sales pitch to me. I hope Mel didn't get offended. No, no offense. More just like those are like one of those inside thoughts kind of things. It's like you can have those thoughts, but like inside. Sam, I'll put it in the Discord. I haven't been there for a while, but I suspect it's probably somewhere on YouTube. Absolutely. I actually stopped drinking coffee when my French press broke this year. Sad times. I feel for you, Sam. Well, good thing, Joe. I'll bring this with me. I look forward to making you a coffee. Mm. Basically, put the ground up beans in the little basket and fill the water up to the point of the bottom where there's a kind of little hole looking thing and fire up the stove. That sounds nice. If they did, Aunt Jovan will save me. Uh, yeah, I see your squinty, squinty, judgy eyes. What? I'm not squinting, judgy eyes. French press is a simple, standard design, and the frilly one I'm looking at is actually less expensive than the standard Bodum Cafarefe. Yeah, but in that, like, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean, Sam, but I don't think Paris Hilton uh, is willing to take a smaller payout for you to have a better product. Is what I'll say. I'm sure Bodum Carafe. I don't even know that brand, but I can just hear in their name. They probably take themselves serious, and they like use really high quality materials probably in making the thing. And the Paris Hilton one, the golden pink one, probably probably not as durable. All I'm saying, Sam, is that this thing has traveled with me multiple places. This thing has been to like, I've like moved technically 4 different times with this thing. I got it in the year 2021. Right, it's going on being 5 years old. Still kicking. Does the job good. Also, pressure helps. I don't know if you know this, but pressure helps. I'm not spending $40 for something that got too big for its britches and started price gouging folks because coffee snobs made it more expensive. That's literally how the world works. Sam, I paid $40 for mine as well here in South Africa. It's 1,000 rand now here in South Africa. So technically it's 200 rand more expensive. So about $10 more expensive. It's about $50 here in South Africa right now. $40 for something that's a good product is not a bad price. I don't think. Right, again, I don't think a French press is cheaper. That's the thing they're competing with. Like again, sure, it's maybe now not no longer $30, it's now $40. But supply and demand, there's more of a market for this product. People are going to buy it, even if it's $10 more expensive, because it's good. It's just it's good. It is actually good. Makes good coffee. Easy to clean. The coffee snobs know what they're talking about, Sam. The coffee snobs are not are not lying to you. On Sam, the moment I saw you, it felt like the world slowed down. Your beauty truly leaves one speechless again. Moon Knight, my husband rewound an episode of Star Trek so I could check out some hot lady Klingon ass. You have no chance. That is the best answer I have ever heard to being flirted, to being hit on. That's probably the right way to say it. I've loved that, Sam. That's awesome. My husband rewound an episode of Star Trek so I could check out some hot lady thing on it. You stand no chance. Oh, that's a perfect place to end it. Man, she laughing too. I'm gonna show you some flower, and then I'll say you a goodbye. Goodbye, Moon Man. I'll say goodbye, Moon Man. Why is that still stuck in my head, bro? It's been so long. Even if I have no chance, let me be honest, some beauty deserves to be admired, even from afar. Yeah. The further away you are, the harder it is for them to pepper spray you. Big James was here as well. What's up to you, friend? Nice having you. Sending you blessings. Mm, mm. Goodbye, Moonman. Yeah, that melody keeps you from thinking about how that song is about. Yeah, also true. So many people die. Okay, all right. It's time for us to see flowers, read poems. You ever see someone like that? Cute little green flower? I really like these little shapies were basically the one that made the entire piece for me worth it. All right. It is time. Yeah, Mojo did like this one. The thread. There, imagine if that flower was stained glass, being able to see the sunlight shining through it would be so nice. I love that. I would love to make uh, more and more physical pieces, and I think light is going to have to be a part of it, and glass does lend itself well to that. On Sam, even if time and distance kept us apart, I just hope the quiet part of your heart still remembers me. Moon Knight, inside thoughts. Inside thoughts. So, the thread. There is a thread. It pulls, not with force, but with memory. It does not shout, it waits, patient as breath before decision. You have felt it in the silence between distractions, in the pause before you turn away from what you know is yours. This thread is not a path marked for you, but a pattern only you and your steps can reveal. A map unscrolling with each act of courage. Greatness does not arrive, it is built moment by moment, presence by presence, truth by trembling truth. And still, you are not behind. You are not lost. You are standing at the beginning of everything that matters. Hold the thread and walk. Thank you, friends, for walking this thread with me. I do appreciate good sport flirting, Moon Knight. You do make a lady feel nice about herself. Aw, okay, good. Good. Sam likes it. Uh weird connection to make, Sam, but I recently saw Don't Mess with the Zoan again. And suddenly Don't Mess with the Zoan made sense again. I was like, huh. Okay, good. Bye, everyone. Hope to meet you some other day. We'll see you again soon. I'll be here again tomorrow to spend another day with you, friends. Thank you for joining me, spending a moment here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye. Blessings to you, Prairie Wolf. I saw your message. You didn't miss yesterday's. Yesterday's was just short. It's nice to see you, even for just a moment. Goodbye, my gremlins. Until we do it again, be good indeed. Love you, friends. Cheers.